If you enjoyed the video and my content, please consider supporting my channel over on Patreon at patreon.com/katydidart. Thanks so much! Hello, my adorable squidlings. It is Katie here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a product, and that product in particular is actually two products, and they are both by a company called Coliro, and I'm super excited to be playing with these today. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Pearl Colors by Coliro. I have two sets, Candy and Silk, and they're both really awesome. The Silk set is a kind of vintagey feeling, very soft palette, very inspiring. And then the Candy set is more like a rainbowy set. It's got just kind of like your average yellow to blue colors. They both have silvers. However, in a minute you'll see that the silver in the Candy set is no ordinary silver. I also got a little pamphlet from the company because they did send these to me free for review, but I'm not being like sponsored or anything, so I'm just going to give you my opinions. So these paints work best if you spritz them with water and leave them to soak for a few minutes, usually about 2 to 3 minutes. And once they become like this creamy consistency and not watery, they're ready to use, and they're just absolutely stunning. They're defined by the wavy pattern that they have in the pot, and I think it just makes it look so professional. And each set comes in its nice little tin, or it's not even a tin, it's just like a plastic container, and it has a little area for mixing on top if you want to, but you can also close it and you can see the colors, and they're super inspiring. So here I am swatching out all of the paints for you onto white paper. I had to get a few different angles because it's really hard to film shiny paint with studio lights, so I had to get a few different angles. So first off, I am swatching the Silk colors. And from left to right, we have Silver Pearl Shimmer, Moon Gold, Bronze, Rose Gold. I am currently painting Mint, and then the next one will be Silver Gray. I love this set. Again, like I said earlier, it is really inspiring. Now, I did mention that there is a shimmer color, and there is a bit of a difference between shimmers and the regular pearl colors, and I will be getting into that a little bit later. Then on the bottom here, I'm swatching out the Candy set. From left to right, there is Stardust, Arabic Gold, which is the one I'm painting right now. Then there's Golden Orange, which I think is one of my favorites out of both of these palettes. Pink, which is pretty much a staple, especially when you have a set called Candy. Then there is Apple Green, which is just an absolutely lovely green color. And then Peacock Blue, which again, I love. I love both of these sets, and I think they're fantastic in their color selection. Another pretty cool thing is that you can actually pop these out of the tins and replace them with open stock or your own colors. They sell pots for you to fill, they sell individual colors and all that stuff. And then here is what they look like swatched onto black paper. Another thing that you can do with these is you can mix them. I would definitely test them out before you paint on them with mixing them, because sometimes you can mix two colors and you think, oh, gold plus blue would equal green, and it doesn't. It equals a darker gold. So you want to make sure you test out the colors before you paint them on whatever you're painting, just to make sure they mix the way you want them to, but they do mix. And of course, with one of the ways that you can use these is you can use them to like hand embellish prints, and that's what I use them a lot for. They give just a little bit of an extra sparkliness to any prints that you would be printing and or selling, and I just think it looks really nice, and you can kind of mix the colors to fit what you want, and you water them down a little bit, and you can actually see the painting underneath, so the paint isn't as opaque, and then they have this really nice shiny effect on the print. Plus, you can get close up and see the little particles in the paint, which is really cool. I don't know. I really like adding shininess to my prints. Plus, you get extra shiny water, and what's not to love about that? It's freaking gorgeous. So while I'm doing the speed paint, I will admit a lot of this is not done with the Coliro paints. I did mix them into the red and the dark blue paint just a little bit to add some shimmer throughout the piece, but I'm going to be talking about other things while the painting is going. I do want to mention happy late Valentine's Day. This is my Valentine's Day piece for the year. And I am selling prints of this if you're interested in prints. I'm still having a 35% off sale in my store. So click the link on the screen and it'll take you there. The sale does end today, so get your goodies while you can. These paints are made in Germany. They're actually handmade in Germany, which I think is pretty cool. And they are made out of mica pigment and gum arabic. They do reactivate with water, so if you are going over another layer of like pigment on top of them, they may reactivate, so that is something to be aware of. They are light, fast, and pigment rich, and I will attest to that. They're very pigment rich, especially if you let them sit for a little bit with some water. They're just super gorgeous. Now, depending on how much water you have on the paint, it's just like watercolor. The more water you have, the thinner it is, the more transparent it will be, and the less water you have, the more time you let it soak, and the more creamy it is, the more opaque it'll be. You can actually use these on a variety of surfaces, being paper, wood, and stone, and honestly, the world is your oyster. I would test it out. If you're curious to whether something will work, just test it out. Like I was saying earlier, if you want something very opaque as far as the pigment is concerned, you definitely want to make sure it is a creamy consistency and not watery. Of course, that would be something you could test on your own and experiment if you're not quite sure. But, you know, just make sure it's a little bit thicker than your average watery consistency. Another thing I would do is swatch on different papers. Depending on the type of paper you're using, it may look a little different. The texture may sit differently if you're using like cold press or hot press paper. You know, between white and black paper, you'll get different looks. So definitely make sure that you swatch on different papers and kind of find what works for you, especially with the piece that you're creating. Now, I will say that these are a little bit shinier in real life than they are in the video. I have very heavy studio lights shining down, so you can't see them as beautifully as they are in real life. These are magnificent. They just shine like the sky. One thing I was wanting to tell you about earlier is the difference between shimmer colors and the regular colors. So shimmery colors are actually really hard to see on the white paper, but if you put them on black paper, all the mica colors kind of show, and the black just kind of enhances the look of the paint, and so you get a beautiful effect. And yeah, so if you want to use shimmer colors and you want to get their full effect, make sure you use them on dark paper. Like I said before, you can buy these individually or you can buy them in sets. They have many, many sets, and all the sets are themed, which I think is really cool. They also have a package where you can buy all 46 of their colors. However, that does not include their limited edition Galaxy set, but I think it includes every other color that they make. This paint is commonly used for calligraphy. A lot of calligraphers will use it, and it is used in art. I don't use this too much in my art. Like I said, I use it to embellish prints, and I use it just for like little accents here and there. I thought about making a full shiny piece, but I don't know. It seemed difficult, and plus I wanted to make a really fun Valentine's Day piece. So as far as price is concerned, these are about £4.35 per pan, or £20.95 to £32.95 per set. I don't know if I said that right. Basically, if you're US, it's about $5.50 per pan and between $27 and $43 a set. It is quite pricey, but you get what you pay for. These paints will last a long time. I've literally used these paints a ton. It doesn't even look like I've ever used them, so I think they're worth the money, especially if you plan on adding a ton of sparkle to your paintings. And I don't know, they're a lot of fun, and the color palettes are very inspiring, so I would highly recommend them. As far as, you know, price is concerned, again, they are very expensive, but if you're dedicated and it's something you really want, I would definitely save up for them. But overall, I really like these paints. I feel like I say that in every paint review, but I do really like these paints. And I don't have anything negative to say about them, aside from maybe the time it takes to kind of get them started. It does take a while. But honestly, you can just spritz your palette and kind of mix your other paints, maybe, or whatever. Pick your colors for whatever picture you're doing. And by that time, you should be ready to paint with them. I hope this review was informative. I hope you found out something maybe you didn't know about them, or maybe you've never heard of these paints before, and now you're hearing about them. I don't know. But either way, go check out their website. I will have links in the description to their website, and I'll also have a link to where you can go buy these. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're not a part of our Squid Pod, there is the subscribe button down below. Become a part of our cute Squid Pod. I also have social media links in the description below where I post art and stuff. So follow me over there. And until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!